Welcome to this video. Today we're going to do a smoke and stretch. I can assume you know what that means, so if you'd like to join me, feel free and come back whenever you're ready. But today we're going to get into some hip movement, really tap into our feminine energy, that flow, that surrender, that movement, that embodiment. So we're going to do some stretches, but it's going to be different than just getting in a position and holding it. That's a little more masculine. That's that stillness. We're going to get into, like I said, that movement. So we'll go into some stretches, but I'll just kind of guide you through. It's going to be very intuitive, tapping into what your body needs for today. So let's just go ahead. Let's start with our feet out wide. Obviously, I'm on my bed. This is the most aesthetically pleasing in my home right now. So you can feel free, floor, mat, bed, whatever you want. We're going to keep it pretty chill, pretty low key. So we're not going to be moving around too much. So whatever's comfiest for you. So we'll just spread our feet here. And whenever you're ready, we're going to take a big breath into our belly. On the exhale, just go ahead and real slowly start to fall over towards the center. Maybe you want to stay upright, just play around with some hip tilts here. Pulling the belly button in, tucking the hips underneath, and then finding a slight arch that can really help open up the hips. I'm going to go ahead and start to lean over. And what we're not going to do is we're not going to push ourselves super hard here. We're going to start slow. We're going to be soft with our body today. If you find any discomfort, any tension, I invite you to breathe into it. Really lean into that sensation instead of thinking, I need to relax this muscle. I need to stretch further. Your body's bringing up that sensation because it wants you to feel it. Your body's talking to you. So let's take this time and learn to listen to it. As I mentioned before, you can go ahead if you'd like, add some movement here. Maybe you already are. And you might be thinking, what does that look like? It looks like whatever you want it to look like. Just allow yourself to feel. If you find yourself in your mind, which will probably happen time and time again, just see if you can bring your awareness back to that sensation. And don't even think about, what does this look like? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Is this good? Is this bad? Just set all that logic to the side for now. And just see, what does my body want to do right now? How does it want to feel? Where is it guiding me towards? It might be shaking, it might be swiveling the hips. And as always, keeping an awareness in our breath, practicing that. Maybe extending the spine a bit and collapsing back down. That really helps with finding some space in my lower back and my hips. Maybe that feels good for you. Maybe not so much. Let's take a moment here. Lean into the sensation that's arising and play around with the thought of, how much love can this area feel? How much of source, God, universal energy can I feel in this area? Tension is going to come from lack of flow, stagnation, blocks. So playing around with bringing love to that area, leaning into it, finding a flow with it, can ease up a lot of tension physically, mentally, spiritually. If you'd like, you can play around with shifting your upper body left and right. I like to press on my toes, finding a stretch in my ankle. Again, maybe staying still, maybe moving around a bit, maybe shaking out your hips. I'm going to go ahead and shift to the other side. Taking a moment, checking in with our breath. Is it flowing? Are we holding it? Caught myself doing that a bit. And just like everything in life, this is a practice. As always, there's no right or wrong. Tapping into that femininity of play, of exploration, of wonder. Just experiencing. Not thinking about the experience. Not creating reason for it. What does it mean? Just leaning into it and feeling it. This feels so good. I don't want to move on to the next stretch. I swear, sometimes I'll sit here for like, it's got to be like 15, 20 minutes. I'll just stay there and play around. But we'll move on. Let's bring the soles of our feet together. You can play around with keeping them far away, bringing them closer to your hips. Again, what does your body want right now? I like to sit up tall here, wiggle my hips a bit, find what's most comfortable. A lot of times, most times, our bodies residing in some state of fight or flight, often a pretty heightened one. So the muscles are just innately activated for safety. It can take our bodies a moment to drop into that parasympathetic state, feeling safe to feel. We're so scared of that. We're so scared of feeling. At least I've been forever. But here's my practice to tell myself I'm safe to feel. Again, there doesn't need to be reasoning or understanding behind that, just feeling. At your own pace, if you'd like to lean forward, you've probably already done that, go ahead and do that. I'm going to stop talking for a minute here and just let you guys be with yourself. Just play, just explore, experience. Let's go ahead, check in with our breath. What's going on with that? Can we breathe just a little bit slower, a little bit deeper? This actually feels really good, being on a bed, having it to kind of pull me down a bit. Maybe if you haven't tried this, go ahead and try it. We'll hold for another moment. All right, we'll slowly come out of that. Let's go ahead, we're gonna do some cat-cow. Get the whole spine juiced up. We'll come to our knees and our hands here. I like to take a second, again, just wiggle out where my body's at. Find a grounding that's comfortable. And at your own pace, we'll take a deep breath in. Slight arch up, opening up the chest. Finding length through our spine. And just flow at your own pace. Again, adding whatever movement your body is inviting you to feel in this moment. We don't leave enough room to just play. We think of a pose, there's a right way to do it, there's a wrong way to do it. Just let all that fall away a little bit. These poses I'm giving you are just a foundation, just a starting point to guide your body into what it wants you to feel. All right, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna find a frog position. So just spreading the knees out wide, you can lean your torso down towards the floor. Again, starting slow here. Forcing your body into a stretch will only cause it to go further into that fight or flight, only cause more tension in the muscles. Slow and steady always wins the race, right? Just teaching your body bit by bit that it's safe. And you can play around with shifting your hips forward and back. Finding a slight tuck underneath with the hips. When I shift back and do that, I can really feel it. My tailbone, my lower back, just completely releasing, creating space, expanding. Again, how much can you allow this to feel good in your body? How much love can you pull into your body? How much divinity can you feel within it? You might shift your hips more one way than the other. Lots of times we have compensations between the two legs. So see if you can feel into those spots that are a bit tighter. Don't worry about what you look like here. How do you feel? Whatever thoughts maybe in your mind, past, future, you could just thank them for being there and bring the awareness a little bit back into the body. We're quite literally reprogramming our brain when we're doing this. Programming it to be in the present moment, to live in a state of safety. When we're worrying about the past and future, the body is trying to solve problems that it is scared of, so it is living in that state of fight or flight, which is causing stagnation, causing lots of fear. So bringing our attention back to the moment here, and again, bit by bit, teaching our body that it's safe. Maybe you find moments of stillness in the practice, blending the two, feeling the power of the two. All right, let's go ahead, come out of this real slowly, taking our time, shaking out anything that feels like it wants to be shaken out. So we've been opening a lot of the back sides of our hips, so let's just go ahead for the last pose. Do the opposite, opening up that front side. So you can bring your knees about hip width apart, maybe closer together. If you want to put a block underneath here, you'll be seated up a little bit taller. That might be more comfortable. This obviously can be a lot of pressure on the knees, so you can also bring your legs underneath you, maybe just sit here, maybe lean back a bit. If this is completely uncomfortable for you, go ahead, take this moment to again tap into what does your body want. We'll get in that position and just play around there. And then slowly lean back. Maybe put blocks underneath your upper back. I might actually grab a pillow. energy in our body, feeling where does it want to flow to. A lot of times for me, if I'm feeling tension or something's aggravated, sensitive, and I bring my awareness there, it feels like it wants to flow somewhere else. And again, it doesn't make sense. But I can just feel that it wants to move, and I kind of allow it to by leaning into it. I've had sciatica for a long time. And this practice of awareness, of bringing your body to the tension, to the aggravation, has helped significantly with alleviating it. All this tension is just trapped energy, blocked energy. I'm really liking stillness in this pose. You can maybe shift your hips forward and back, one forward, one back. Find some slight circles in the hips. That actually feels really good. A lot of times what happens with this movement is we're flossing the nerve. So the tissue that's compressing on it, when we're moving back and forth, when we're shaking, we're gliding that nerve to create space. I can feel this so deep in my sacrum, like we're right at that in my spine. Oh, there's so many nerves there, so many connections. Lots going on in that area. So things can get a bit tight, a bit jumbled. Feels good to take some time to get in there. This will be our last moment with the stretch, with the practice today. I want to honor each and every one of you who showed up. This is collective energy. It surpasses time. So whether it's today or 5 years from now that you're joining in, tapping in, I want to thank you because I can feel it. Your body thanks you. Be gentle with yourself. Know that you are safe to feel at your own pace, If you'd like, you can slowly start to come out of this. And taking your time. Thank you for bringing your presence here today. I hope you have the most magical rest of your day.